Stefan, you're missing the knowledge.
What? What is that?
I didn't say anything.
I saw it. I thought that.
Is that a Christmas song?
There's still seats here.
Last week the DJ was a little bit better.
It's the Christmas spike.
It's a Christmas song about Bitcoin, isn't it? I'll get it. Okay, so I'll do like a 20-second intro about this space, and then Heidi is going to talk. So my name is Kevin. I'm one of the investors slash founders slash whatever of this space. Technically, I moved to Lisbon to open a research lab.
I thought Father Christmas was coming out.
So yeah, my company called Chainsmith is headquartered in Dublin, in Ireland. But we were looking for like research lab, a place where we can get more core devs to come around and work from the same space as us, or work with us on open source projects. So not really work with clients, but work on everything else that's important for crypto, which is protocol level development, not applications. And Portugal is pretty great for that, Lisbon especially, because you have an airport 15 minutes away from here. Take an Uber, it costs €6, you are at the airport in 15 minutes. This is amazing for people who travel all the time. So we decided, wow, Lisbon is amazing, great weather, we can get a really big space for not too much money. The airport is right in the city center, let's do an investment here. The original plan was just to get an office for Chainsmith, but to like allow core developers to join us and work with us. But when I stayed here for like 2 months, 3 months, I was like, wow, I really need good coffee. And there is this coffee culture in Portugal, which is like everybody drinks coffee all the time, but it's drinking it like a shot of vodka. It's incredible. It's like you go to the counter, you drink it in 30 seconds to just get it for the shot of caffeine, and that's it. My coffee culture is a bit different. I drink coffee to enjoy the taste. It's a bit like whiskey. I like the different flavor. I like to spend like 15 minutes drinking my coffee in a different way, taking an espresso, a V60, an Aeropress, a Chemex, so whatever way you can do coffee. And I couldn't find good places in Portugal to get that, except two, Copenhagen Coffee Labs and Fabrica. But these two places don't have good Wi-Fi, or no Wi-Fi at all, and they don't have power plugs to plug a computer. So I was like, hey, let's do an amazing coffee place where you have amazing Wi-Fi and power plugs everywhere, and you can work there from the morning to the evening without anybody annoying you about, oh, what have you been doing all day, not drinking coffee, or so I posted that on a Slack, a crypto Slack, French one, sadly, but that's that. So called Crypto FR. It's one of the biggest crypto Slack in the world, 3,500 members now. In like 2 hours, I got about 100K funding from about 10 people.
Wow.
Just because they knew me and they knew that if I say something, I usually do it. And I was like, there is a need for good coffee places here. I can do it for you, but help me with the money because I'm not rich.
Yeah.
Please help me! Please. Got the money, we did the space in 2.5 months to reach this. It was 9 different rooms before, and in 2 months it looks like a really big, amazing space. It's not completely finished yet, but this is open for business. We have 1 gig fiber in this room, on this amazing router that you have here, which gives you, like even on your phone, you can reach like 300 megs or something. It's pretty good.
We'll download all our torrents here then, yeah?
Sorry?
We'll download all our torrents. Yeah.
You can, I'm not into filtering the web, right? So you're not going to reach the limit of the speed in there. So go ahead, I don't care. If these providers go down, we have a second provider, a different brand, with 200 megs per second failover. So we always have internet in this place. What else can I say about this? So this runs as officially as a co-working space. We don't have a bar license or a coffee place license. So you will have, if you want to use this space at some point, you will have to pay for like a subscription, a daily subscription, monthly subscription, whatever. But in your subscription, you include, well, basically, let's say a monthly subscription might be 200 euro, but you also have 200 euro worth of drinks at the bar. So it's technically free to use the space as long as you spend 200 euro worth of amazing coffee and tea. So the coffee machine is only coming in December. I'm sorry, no coffee for now. So it's cheaper to rent the space or we can use it. I said it was 30 seconds, it's not. So this is Heidi, she's going to talk about Steem. Don't know what it is, I'm not into Bitcoin, so I'm gonna listen and learn more about it.
Great, thanks so much, Moses.
Yeah.
He informed me that there is a Bitcoin meetup, and I met him last week at Steem Fest. It was held in Lisbon, and yeah, he invited me here to talk to maybe some people who aren't familiar with Steem. And so I post on Steem, and I joined back in July, and I started doing travel posts, and then I realized that a lot of the people came to Steem not knowing anything about cryptocurrency. They just knew that they could get paid relatively easily just for posting pretty much anything that you want, but obviously they like to encourage quality content, and the better your content, the more effort you put into it, the more you're able to educate others or inspire others or be creative, the more money you can potentially make. So yeah, they came there for that, and then I realized that they don't really know much about cryptocurrency or how to get paid or actually see the money that they were earned. So I developed a YouTube channel called Crypto Tips, and I make videos about cryptocurrency aimed at beginners, and it's kind of morphing into just things that I want to learn about, like new projects or new ICOs and things like that. So yeah, if there's anyone who has a question about Steem, maybe if you've heard about it or if you have a question about it, we can start there.
How new, when you joined, how long had Steem been going? So I appreciate it's not actually, it only got launched perhaps a year and a half ago or something, or April of last year or something?
Yeah, they began in, I think, around May or April, and then in like the 4th of July was when they actually released the tokens that people had earned up to that point. They could actually cash out, and I joined like 3 days after that happened, so beginning of July. Yeah. So it was relatively new on that.
Is it getting harder to earn money on the platform? Is it like more competitive?
Certainly for new users, because I will not deny the fact that I had it pretty easy being #1 a female and talking like travel blogs, because it was definitely aimed towards the audience. There was definitely more crypto male dominated, and they wanted to expand the market. So I got some support in that way. And now that the audience is definitely bigger and people trying to find their groove, but I think it's on the shoulders of people like me and other people who have joined or have a lot of weight on that platform to help give the people who are there with the opening doors for Steem. It comes a lot of mediocre content, I'd say, and so if for the sake of the platform, if you want people to continue to create good content and to motivate, then you should give them exposure. So, yeah.
Can you give us any insights on the Steem ecosystem, how it's towards how
Like the
this
voting? Or,
voting, governance.
The
so,
people as well.
I'm sorry?
The kind of people as well.
There's all sorts of different people. Yeah, seriously, there's all sorts of different people on Steem. And in that way, they're forming different niches, and they're talking about like forming communities within Steem so that it can be more concentrated, and you can benefit of the people in your community. With the way that voting, from what I understand, because Steem was designed by Dan Larimer, the guy behind BitShares also, and so it's kind of complicated. And I'm not gonna lie, I've tried my best to understand it. But so a lot of people wonder, well, where does the money come from? How can you vote on content and not put your own money into it? Because when I first started Steem, I didn't invest anything. I literally just started posting content, and then I got paid out for it. So the tokens are created and they are put into the voting pool. And then if you create an account, you are granted a certain percentage of that voting pool to distribute to other people. And as your account grows, as you gain more, if you get more paid out, or if you invest in Steem, you're allocated a higher percentage of that vote power, and then in turn you can upvote other people's content and potentially give them more money.
It's called Steem Power, right?
Steem Power, yes.
So you can also pay others. You can also pay others for content.
Yeah,
Are you also in that pool?
I can pay people by, when you upvote, you can choose the percentage, the power of the vote that you give people. And you can also just,
Sorry, percentage of the power? Of the vote?
okay, say I want to upvote a post, it says, how much voting power do you want to give, like 100%, and then that would give them as much as I could.
So is there also some friends politics where you
Sure.
and others just keep giving each other points?
There's also.
Because it's not both your money, you're giving away someone else's money.
Yeah, but at each vote that you give away, your power is decreased within 24 hours. So in that way, you can't, it's not like unlimited votes like that.
So it's daily.
Yeah.
But then you recover it?
Yeah.
It regenerates after 24 hours.
10 votes on 100% in 24 hours, right? It recovers every day.
Yeah.
So you get 10 votes at 100% every day, and if you come back 24 hours later, it will be back to the same level.
So what drew you to Steem as opposed to just traditional blogging?
So before I got into Steem, I knew about Bitcoin about a year and a half before I learned about Steem. So I'm sure if I didn't know about that, I would have been really skeptical about it, like, oh, what is that, that's fake, you know? So when I joined, I was watching a video from a guy on YouTube called Trayvon James. I don't know if you guys are familiar. And then I went and I looked on like the trending page, and there was a post. It was like a recipe for grilled pineapple, and it made like $50. I was like, okay, I could do better than that.
Recipe for grilled pineapple?
The grilled pineapple, seriously, like you just put the pineapple on the grill. Exactly. But, so it's like a perfect example of like how new the platform was and how people wanted to encourage new content like other than cryptocurrency.
How did it make you feel when you were making $400 to $1,000 on a post?
I did not make that much money.
Oh, on some of the posts, I thought you made up to
400,000.
No, 400. Sorry, $400 to $1,000.
Yeah, it was insane. At the beginning, I thought it was fake, and then I was like, well, that's not really like the dollar amount. It's like the coin amount or something, and then I was like, oh, I just bought like half a Bitcoin. Okay, that's kind of cool. So, like, it's in my account. Okay, so yeah, it was really surreal. And then there was the girl Tara who did a makeup tutorial and it made $40,000.
Jesus,
Yes.
one
40,000.
one post,
One post.
40,000
Yeah, and that's like then, that obviously created a lot of tension between people who were doing a lot more in-depth content and making 1 cent, and they see this. And so since then they have been working a lot on like the voting power of whales, and so I think they're learning to be a lot more deliberate and fair in that way. So
this is great feedback, because this is the exact same problem with the internet right now. This is why you have so many clickbaits. It's because the advertising money, so the money that gets paid to the content creator, doesn't reflect the quality of the content, but only the number of people looking at the content. That's why we have clickbaits and shit content over the internet instead of quality stuff. And crypto doesn't solve that. It's just another way to give money to people.
People are involved in crypto, so we're constantly.
Yeah.
It's about the audience. The audience likes crappy content. There's nothing any technology can do about that.
We're constantly going to seek it out.
Yeah.
But it also uses
I could argue that.
a DPoS, so distributed, what was it?
Proof of stake.
Proof of stake.
It's delegated proof of stake.
Sorry.
Delegated proof of stake.
Delegated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bit new, right? For BitShares and.
Yeah, so with Steem, they use delegated proof of stake. That's where 19 of the top witnesses are paid to secure the network and to process the transactions. A lot of times, if you see, well, at SteamFest, they quoted the statistic that Steemit is the highest volume or the most transactions on blockchain. Is because each comment, each upvote is a transaction. It's a transfer of value to someone else, and so that's why.
So you can get paid for placing a comment as well.
Yeah.
Like,
That's called curation.
Yeah.
Is it only transacted in Bitcoin?
No, in Steem is the native token for the Steem blockchain is Steem.
Does this also make you extra stingy when you're looking at content? You're like, I don't want to comment on this because this is garbage, and even though I just want to say, wow, you suck, it's not worth it.
But the comment, she
You
gets
can
money
flag.
with the comment.
Yeah.
Even if she said, you suck, if other people think that as
Yeah,
well.
so what I'm asking is this, if it makes you more like super, conscious of what you want to engage with, or does it just after a while like, whatever?
What effect that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so basically I mean is like how conscious do you get of everything you do because it's a transaction?
Yeah, money related.
Yeah, definitely. Number one, it's a social media platform on a blockchain. So if you ever post anything embarrassing on Facebook, imagine it being on a blockchain for forever.
And after 7 days, you can't
Yeah.
change it. So within 7 days, you can delete it all, but it will still be in the blockchain. But not. That's only if you look at another iteration of Steem. If you're a bit technical, you can look at it. But after 7 days, that's it. It's on.
It's actually on the Steem interface as well on the website. You can't like edit your post again.
So it's like Facebook like times 10.
It's not like I can edit it later and be like, no, I never said that.
So don't go whining about your ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You'd never do that.
For the record, I would never do that.
So can you just say a word about how the Steem blockchain is different from Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other the technical? Bitcoin blockchain is maintained by the miners. Ethereum is trying to transition into a proof of work into proof of stake. And how is the Steem blockchain maintained differently from the Bitcoin blockchain and the Ethereum blockchain?
Well, that has like with the witnesses, for example, they have to be voted in to get the paid position, and so there are a lot of different witnesses, but the top 19, is that right, get paid. And so they're very social, and people vote based on what they think. They're kind of, I don't want to say politicians, but not politicians.
That's the closest to kind of equivalent.
It is, yeah, because like their reputation.
It is a single point of failure, but then you try to make the incentive to make it work.
And it's fast. It's 3 seconds, right?
Yeah,
Which
super
helps.
fast. There's no transactions.
That's remarkably
so
fast.
You can transfer within people on the platform very fast and for free.
So the job of the witness is just to maintain the network, and if they're not doing a great job, they could be voted out, right? So there's a embedded in the blockchain. There's a governance model where if you think a witness is acting dishonest, you can actually get rid of them.
Yeah.
You can vote against them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, remove your vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you actually elect the people who maintain the blockchain versus Bitcoin is whoever has the cheapest mining equipment, cheapest access to resources, has the most say. Whereas in the blockchain, you kind of have like a political system where you actually decide who gets to maintain the network. And if you don't like how they are, maybe they're cheating, maybe they're doing something that's unbeneficial to the blockchain. You can actually get rid of them.
Sure, and you can also make a post about it and educate others about what you found, and then in the comment section you can learn a whole bunch of other things too. So it's really interesting. Like the Steem blockchain. Well, there's going to be many different things on the Steem blockchain, but Steem is one application of it, and it's the social aspect of it is so embedded in it. That's what it is. It's a platform, and so you can see very well how the people's sentiment of it, and yeah. So.
And the witnesses, they have their, they actually have their identity on the blockchain. They you know who they are. Whereas Bitcoin miners, they're kind of anonymous. You don't know exactly who they are, where their money coming from, who's funding them. With Steem, you know exactly who they are, and you can hold them accountable.
More or less.
No. Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, DPoS is an interesting concept in comparison to others, right? I mean, it's relatively new, the idea of distributed governance. Delegated. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Is there any other platforms that use DPoS? I don't think there is.
Yeah, there are, but NXT, I don't know. I don't think NXT is mining, so I think NXT would be distributed today.
But it's still part of the same, the same backers, right?
That's the same dude.
Yeah, like Dan or whatever his name is. Yeah.
But that's not widely used for one reason.
Why else do they use
We
it?
don't know if it's secure, meaning it's probably not secure. For something like Steem, it works, right?
Yeah.
So that's always about finding your threat model.
But it's practical in some ways, right?
So, I mean, of course it makes sense to have something extremely cheap, nearly free for transaction, extremely fast for a platform where you have to vote on people and comment on stuff. If Bitcoin were to move on that, we are talking about a $100 billion platform running on the vote of 19 people.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, just to compare it, like I think it's Dan that compared that one witness is like comparable to one mining pool, because there are a lot of people backing that one person, so he calls it more decentralized than Bitcoin, because
I can talk about like that for hours, but
you can't remove miners.
Yeah,
you
so,
can't remove the witnesses.
Yes. So very quickly on that, you're right. Right now it's mining pools that control the networks. It's not miners, a few big miners, but most of them are just big mining pools. And the miners choose to join this mining pool. So even if the mining pool is compromised, they can just join
a witness on Steem. If I choose a certain witness and I trust this guy, for example, Roland, who organized Steem Fest, why would he try to bring it down? It doesn't make any sense. And I have another 20 or whatever that I support, and that's how it works. It actually makes more sense sometimes on Bitcoin, because instead of wasting electricity, we're actually supporting like open source development, and the money is going somewhere. It's not being burned for no reason, so it's actually a bit better in my opinion. I don't know,
okay. From a security perspective, right?
Even for security perspective.
What's your security concern on that? I'd be interested in that. Like, why do you think it's not?
So if you corrupt one actor,
like
is right.
People joining in New York, like making an agreement.
But I can just exactly, and that didn't work, as you can see.
Yeah.
So.
What do you say?
Yeah, sorry, he was talking about Segwit 2x,
okay.
which is a few people in New York signing an agreement that was supposed to launch today, actually.
Yes.
And there is no fork, so it didn't work. But yeah, no, the risk problem is not when you compromise one or a few actors, is when you compromise all of them, because then they control the network. So you can vote whatever the fuck you want. They control the network. So you have to kind of fork the network on your own. That's doable, and Bitcoin would work the same if you were able to grab the majority hash power, like permanently. I mean, as a state, you take the big mining farms and you control them. Then we also have to fork the network to another proof of work algorithm or something. So it's the same kind of threat model. It's just that Bitcoin is trying to be anonymous on the mining side. I'm not saying it's perfect. While proof of stake is completely different. It's much more close to like proof of authority, which is where you know who you are trusting. So you are trusting them. You are voting into trusting them. But there is a trust model there. It's not trusting one person, it's trusting a group of people, but there is trust. In Bitcoin, you don't have trust to anybody, at least in the original design. I'm not saying today it's perfect.
In that way it's different.
But it's a different security model, and the threats are completely different. That's all I was saying.
So you can actually make it more secure by adding more witnesses or more miners or whatever. So spread this out.
But technically, the best way would be everybody is a witness, but that doesn't work because of what we call the Sibyl attack. Because you cannot know one vote is actually one physical person. Somebody could be a few fake identities, or like you can figure out a way to grab fake votes to one person. How do you count the vote? Is it related to the money? And then if you're a state, you'll have more money than most people, so you can also control the network. So you always have like different risk model. And everything related to people, either as voting or proof of authority or signing or anything like that, is can be controlled either with money or with threats to their families or people around them or something like that.
Are we going to see 10K this year?
Moon.
I can see the moon over here. You seem to have done a few moons.
There, we have a few yet.
Yeah, I like that.
We need to put a rocket, but the space is not finished yet.
Are there any other questions about Steem or?
I actually do. So, I'm not an early Bitcoiner, but I was there before Steem. So I've seen the Bitcoin tip bots, I've seen ChangeTip, I've seen Dogecoin tip bots, and all of these have had spikes. Like at the launch and for the next 3, 4, 5 months, there were a lot of people tipping each other. But then the trend went off. So ChangeTip now has closed business and been acquired by Airbnb. Doge tip bot, I don't even know if anybody is still using Doge tip bot. But in the early days, I mean, I was sending a tweet to whoever, I don't even remember, on Twitter, like a normal tweet, and a VC firm from New York sent me like €15 worth of Bitcoin. And at the time, it was really early days, so probably like maybe 0.05 or I don't know, something like that, Bitcoin. And she was like, wow, it's a tweet. Like, but if I had sent the same tweet 3 months after, I know I would never have had anything. So is it the same thing on Steem? Do you see, as a content creator, do you see like having less and less return maybe now, or is it still growing? Or?
Are you saying because like the pool of other content creators are growing?
No, actually more that the people don't care anymore. They just had the novelty aspect, and they were like, wow, I can actually pay people or vote on people to create content. And at some point, they just don't care anymore, and they're back to the traditional
Bitcoin?
No, traditional internet Reddit model.
Curation?
But you still like on Facebook.
Because you also get paid for finding good content.
I think.
Sure. My question is just about metrics.
So that would be the reason, because also for someone tipping, you also get paid if you pick out good content. So there's a good reason for you not to.
I understand the reason. My question is about metrics. Do you earn more now, or did you earn more 5 months ago?
Well, 5 months ago, the price was pretty low, so they earn more now. But
okay.
yeah.
Okay. But 5 months ago it was like 40 cents or something, right? And now it's almost $1.
Or 7 cents, I think even. It was pretty sad.
I thought it was pretty low today, wasn't it? I don't
No,
know.
no, it's about 90 cents.
Yeah, compared to the $4. Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
We went at the Steem Fest. The Ned, who's the CEO that runs Steem, he was saying that I think the net amount of new daily users was still going up. So that's obviously an indication, because you can have a lot of new users, but they're not participators. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of bots. Yeah, so I think obviously the idea is fantastic, right? Even if you could get 1% of Facebook's market share to use something like this, I mean that's remarkable. I think it's one of the only coins or cryptos that I've seen that has potential for mass utility, and that it's working today and it has some kind of real economy. You know, even when I was trading it in amongst them, obviously there's loads of coins that you try and interpret. You know, a lot of them are trying to copy Bitcoin or some kind of micropayment system, but Steem, it was one of the few ones that is sort of relatable, understandable for the masses, and obviously Facebook and its whole social idea. It's only really the last 5 years that it's gone absolutely crazy. You know, the amount of people that are using social media. You know, so it doesn't take that amount of more people to catch on and keep producing high quality content. obviously this is all speculative, like a lot of other stuff, but I think it's got a good chance of doing quite a lot of cool stuff.
And I think also it being a social network has the network effect to work for it and can bring new people in that has more better ideas of how to benefit it, and yeah.
There's another guy here. This guy here. I think he's keeping Utopian.io. Pardon? Is it Jago?
Yeah.
You've started Utopian.io, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't do a video on it.
Yeah, are you going to speak about this?
If you want, I can.
Yeah, I'd love to hear a little bit more.
Yeah, I didn't want to disrupt Heidi's questions and stuff, but perhaps it was quite interesting. I think obviously you want to hear about what's going on with Utopian.io, right? But just very basic. I don't know if you can tell everyone what it is roughly.
Yeah. So.
Well, you can come in the front.
Yeah.
Thanks, Heidi.
So, Utopia.io it's a platform built on top of Steem blockchain that rewards open source contributions. So, I don't know if you know what is an open source project, but just in few words, a software is open source when its code base is public and editable by everyone. So what I do, it's simply allowing developers and graphic designers or content creators and many kind of professions to contribute to this kind of projects and get rewarded for that. So practically, it's utopian. It aims to be in the future. It's already happening, but the vision is to create an open source decentralized economy. We have quite a big support from Steem itself, from Steem Corporation. The project got 4 million in delegation. That means that my voting power, each vote that I can make, it's up to 400. And I use that voting power to reward open source contributors.
That's $400 or euros? Or?
Steem.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, it's 400. It's 400 Steem, more or less. So the value of Steem should be
90 cents roughly, right? Yeah. It's almost $1, so it's almost $400,000 US, right?
So you can actually fund a project just by clicking on upvote. So
$400,000.
The way I see it as an entrepreneur is such a frictionless way to fund projects. Traditional project, you have to go to VCs, you have to go talk to investors. But whereas this, you know, like Utopian.io, you got delegated power. And any project that you think is interesting, you can just blind click upvote, and it doesn't come out from your pocket. It actually comes out from the Steem blockchain, and the blockchain itself funds projects that the blockchain